Well, Border Gavaskar Trophy is played on the field where two teams, India and Australia, 22 individuals come head to head to fight a very intense battle with the bat and a ball. But it is not just limited to the on-field stuff. Border Gavaskar Trophy is also played off the field. How? Well, it's the battle between the Australian media, the Indian media, the Australian fans, the Indian fans. Especially whenever India tours Australia, you get to see a lot of off-the-field controversies, discussions, fights, and statements being thrown by former cricketers, the cricket experts, different fans, and different media outlets. Even this time around, there's no difference. Just a few days back, we saw Virat Kohli, who landed at the Melbourne airport. As he was coming out of the airport, he saw certain Australian media outlets recording him and his family without his permission. The video went viral, the story went viral. Virat Kohli in a heated discussion with the Australian media asking, how can you record my family without my permission? Those videos were everywhere on internet where he said that you can record me but you can't record my family without my permission. It's what privacy is. Then he obviously, before going away, he shook hands with the camera person, with the media team. It was Channel 7 of the Australian media, but that was just a few days ago. Today, there's an addition to this. Ravindra Jadeja came for the press conference at the MCG. Now, why was this press conference held? Because there's a big gap between the third test and the fourth test, at least a week's gap. And there is a travelling media in Australia right now. Now, travelling media is Indian media who has travelled to Australia to cover the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So to give them something, to give them, a press conference, Indian team decided we'll send a player at the MCG. He'll take a few questions from the travelling media and then he'll go back. Well, that was what was planned. Ravindra Jadeja came from Team India. He took a few questions, answered them as he liked, and then went back. Now, this is how a normal press conference works. But this time around, after the player went back, there was some altercation between the Australian media and the Indian media manager. Now, what was the issue? What was the fight about? The fight was Ravindra Jadeja took all the questions in Hindi and he didn't take even a single question in English. Australian media outlets, all the media persons there, went to the Indian media manager before he left along with Ravindra Jadeja. They stopped him and asked him, why didn't Jadeja take any questions in English or from any Australian news outlet? Indian media manager said, well, this press conference was just for the travelling media. It was not for you. Australian media person said that what's the point of us being here if he is not taking our questions? Now, this story has gone viral on internet, on different social media platforms. Australian media versus Indian media, Australian media using different tactics to put pressure on India off the field, and this is what happens in Border Gavaskar Trophy. Now, what actually transpired? Well, slowly and gradually we'll get the official report of what happened between the Indian media manager and the Australian media outlets. According to certain reports, according to a report in Rev Sports, it is being said that Indian team decided to have a press conference for the travelling media who have travelled from India to cover Border Gavaskar Trophy. For that, they wrote a letter to Cricket Australia asking for a place inside the MCG premises so that they can have a press conference. Now, wherever you want to have a press conference, you need a permission from Cricket Australia. So they wanted to have a press conference in the outfield, a corner in the outfield at the MCG Melbourne Cricket Ground. They wrote to Cricket Australia. Cricket Australia obviously gave them permission, as they should and as they can. And after that, maybe they sent that same letter to the Australian media that there's going to be a press conference for which Indian media has asked for permission. Indian team has asked for permission. So in Australian media got that letter. They thought there's a press conference. Let us go for it. They went for it. They attended the whole press conference. When Jadeja went back without taking their question, they stopped the Indian media manager. That video is going viral on social media, as I said. And the Indian media manager said that this press conference was only for the travelling media, and Jadeja had to leave because the team bus was leaving, and he obviously can't be left behind. He has to go with the team. Now, as I said, Border Gavaskar Trophy is not just on the field. It is never on the field, especially when it is being played in Australia. Former cricketers, cricket experts, in Australian media, Indian media, a lot of stuff is involved, and often those off the field stuff translates into on the field brilliance by the players. Will that happen here? Is this something that will rile either the Indians up or the Australians up? Is it that big? Is this news that big? What are your thoughts on this? I am pretty sure you must have read about this by now. If not, well, we have told you what exactly transpired in Australia, in Melbourne, at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. What are your thoughts on this? Do write to us in the comment section down below.